Do të shkojmë edhe një herë nga samiti I NATO-s, fjalën e ka Donald Trump.
Actually, Western civilization. For years, past administrations failed to get most allies to contribute even the 2%. I remember when I came here, we had 4 countries that were up to 2%, and I remember Poland was there. A couple of them were there, but most of them were. We had 28 at the time, as you know. It's increased a little bit, and they've agreed now to more than double their budgets in all cases. And Europe stepping up to take more responsibility for its security will help prevent future disasters like the horrible situation with Russia and Ukraine, and hopefully we're going to get that solved.
Mirë, në këto momente duket se presidenti I Shteteve të Bashkuara të Amerikës edhe një herë vë theksin te konflikti midis Rusisë dhe Ukrainës. Pak më parë ka folur edhe mbi buxhetin e përcaktuar më herët në planet e tij edhe gjatë fushatës elektorale për të gjitha vendet anëtare të aleancës NATO-s. 5% do të jetë ky buxhet. Kemi, le themi, pikpyetje ende përsa I përket asaj që do të vendosë Spanja, të cilës I është lënë disa muaj kohë për vendosur rreth këtij propozimi.
That hardware is going to be made in America because we have the best hardware in the world. You saw that where 14 missiles were shot at us the other day. And they were very nice. They gave us warning. They said, we're going to shoot them. Is 1 o'clock okay? They said, it's fine. And everybody was emptied off the base. So they couldn't get hurt except for the gunners. They call them the gunners. And out of 14 high-end missiles that were shot at the base in Qatar, all 14, as you know, were shot down by our equipment. Amazing stuff. Amazing that they can do. It's like shooting a bullet.
Me sa duket edhe gjatë fjalimit të tij në samitin e NATO-s është duke folur presidenti Trump për sulmin e zhvilluar operacionin nga ana e Shtetet e Bashkuara të Amerikës ndaj Iranit, por gjithashtu edhe mbi kundërpërgjigjen e Iranit për sa I përket bazave amerikane në Katar.
Among the allied nations, we cannot afford to be dependent on foreign adversaries for critical minerals, and as you know, we made a deal with Ukraine to take a vast amount of the land they have for minerals. We need it. And once again, I want to thank all of the people in the Netherlands, incredible people. It's a great place. And all of the NATO allies for the tremendous summit that we just had. A letter just came in, and a statement came in from the Atomic Energy Commission of Israel. And I just wondered, this is an official letter, and they're very serious people, as you know. The devastating U.S. strike on Fordo destroyed the site's critical infrastructure and rendered the enrichment facility totally inoperable. It was devastated. We assessed that the American strikes on Iran's nuclear facilities has set back Iran's ability to develop nuclear weapons for many years to come. This achievement can continue indefinitely if Iran does not
Konfirmon edhe njerë presidenti Trump se me operacionin e Shtetet e Bashkuara të Amerikës ndaj bazave për pasurimin e uraniumit, Iranin e ka çuar vite pas për t'ia arritur qëllimit për të zhvilluar një bombë bërthamore.
Wasting time, wasting it. Nobody's watching them, so they're just wasting a lot of time, wasting my time.
Ashtu siç ka ndodhur edhe më herët, në fakt Donald Trump vion që të sulmojnë thojza mediat në rastin konkret CNN-in për fake news, për mënyrën se si e ka pasyruar në fakt operacionin e Shteteve të Bashkuara të Amerikës ndaj Iranit, por jo vetëm.
If you look at Hiroshima, if you look at Nagasaki, you know, that ended a war too. This ended a war in a different way, but it was so devastating. Also, they have, out of Dubai, just came that Iran's foreign ministry spokesman, this is Iran's foreign ministry, says it's near its nuclear installations were very badly damaged by the American strike. So what bothered me about these reports with fake reports put out by the New York Times,
vazhdojnë që të citoj media prestigjioze Donald Trump, siç janë në New York Times, edhe një herë vë theksin tek ajo që ka ndodhur, ai konfirmon se dëmet kanë qenë shumë të mëdha për projektet bërthamore për pasurimin e uraniumit të Iranit pas sulmit të Shtetet e Bashkuara të Amerikës.
94% credibility, the media now it's at 16%. and I'm very proud of it because I've exposed it for what it is. But when I saw them starting to question the caliber of the attack, was it bad? Well, it was really bad. It was devastating. They were obliterated. In fact, you can't get into the tunnels. They just put that over. That just came out. They can't, there's nothing, there's no way you can even get down. The whole thing is collapsed in a disaster. And I think all of the nuclear stuff is down there because it's very hard to remove. And we did it very quickly. When they heard we were coming, it was, you know, you can't move it. Very hard, very dangerous, actually, to move to. And they also knew we were coming, so I don't think too many people want to be down there knowing we're coming. With the bunker busters, as we call them, we're the only ones that have them. We have the best equipment, best nuclear equipment, and we have the best equipment in the world. And by the way, we can't forget our submarine, which was out there, submarines actually, but submarine was out there. We shot 30 rockets into an area, every single one of them. I think it was almost 400 miles away, I think, Pete, right? 400? And long. It was in the ocean.
E ka përfituar nga rasti Donald Trump që të falenderoj gjithashtu edhe të gjithë ata që kanë marrë pjesë në operacionin historik sipas tij ndaj Iranit ditë më parë.
We did 2 others in addition, which hadn't been completely destroyed. So we hit them with a submarine from hundreds of miles away. Amazing, just amazing equipment. Greatest submarines in the world. Nobody's even close. They're 20 years behind us when it comes to submarine technology. So that's one, and the other was from the Atomic Energy Commission, and they have about 3 or 4 of them now coming in from atomic energy commissions from various places. But the one that we have that just came out, we released it a little while ago, was from the Israeli Atomic Energy Commission, but numerous of them are getting to see the site, and the site has been demolished. And again, we had these brave patriots, these incredible flyers, these people that can fly a plane better than anybody can fly a plane, going into very hostile territory, flying into the territory that has got more missiles and things pointed at it. But it was very stealth. They didn't get to see it. It was dark. That's the amazing thing about the shots. They hit the shots perfectly, and yet it was dead dark. There was no moon. There was no light. It was virtually moonless. It was very dark.
Jo në fjalët e mira për sa i përket të gjithë stafit që realizoi operacionin, Donald Trump duke nënvizuar faktin se pavarësisht vështirësive të distancës, terrenit edhe kushteve, është arritur që objektivi të sulmohet me një saktësi të jashtëzakonshme sipas presidentit të Shtetet e Bashkuara të Amerikës.
I think a total of 52 tankers. That means the big tankers, because the refueling was a lot for all of the different planes that we sent. Incredible operation, and I have to say, General Raisin Kane was incredible. That's why he beat ISIS, and we beat ISIS in a matter of weeks. I was told it would take 4 to 5 years. We did it in a few weeks, and he was great. That's why he's the head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff right now, because I had a very good experience with him. He knocked out ISIS in a period of literally a few weeks. Amazing. And it was supposed to take a few years, 5 years to be exact. So we had a great victory there, and we then came here, and I think we had a great victory here. But this is an ongoing project. This is the safety of Europe, the safety of the world. And they've raised it from 2% to 5%, something which nobody, and you're talking about over $1 trillion a year. So we're talking about a lot of money coming in from countries that were not paying nearly enough to be effective. So I have, as you know, Marco Rubio with me, and Pete Hegseth, Secretary of State and Secretary of War. Should we say Secretary? You know, it used to be called Secretary of War. Maybe for a couple of weeks we'll call it that, because we feel like warriors. It used to be called Secretary of War. In fact, if you look at the old building next to the White House, you can see where it used to be Secretary of War. Then we became politically correct, and they called it Secretary of Defense. I don't know, maybe we'll have to start thinking about changing it, but we feel that way.
Nuk mungojnë asnjëherë batutat e Donald Trump edhe në raste të tilla Si është samiti i NATO-s duke komplimentuar patjetër sekretarin e shtetit, por edhe sekretarin e përgjithshëm Mark Rubio, të cilët I ka nga pas.
I know him well.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking the time before flying home. You just said you believe the conflict between Israel and Iran is over. What makes you so confident it is? And what do you do if it isn't?
Because I dealt with both, and they're both tired, exhausted. They fought very, very hard and very viciously, very violently, and they were both satisfied to go home and get out. And can it start again? I guess someday it can. It could maybe start soon. I think a big telltale sign was when, as you know, Iran somewhat, by not much, violated the ceasefire, and Israel had the planes going out that morning, and there were a lot of them, 52 of them. And I said, you got to get them back. And they brought them back. They didn't do anything. They brought them back. It was very good. I thought it was amazing, actually. They have fought a hell of a war. They fought very hard. I think the war ended, actually, when we hit the various nuclear sites with the planes. And I just hope you people can give these pilots, these are the best pilots in the world, they're the best shots in the world. They call them shots, that's what they are. And wait a minute, and I just hope you can give them the respect they deserve, because they came home to fake news. And like, oh, gee, there was hardly any damage. The things are decimated. So, but I think, no, I think they're very much finished. I think Israel's going to get back to doing what they do, and I think that Iran's going to get back. You know, Iran has a huge advantage. They have great oil, and they can do things. I don't see them getting back involved in the nuclear business anymore. I think they've had it. They've been at it for 20 years, and I don't see that happening either. Now, if it does, we're always there. It won't be me, it'll be somebody
else. Mirë, I përgjigjet pyetjes gazetarit Donald Trump, ai thotë çfarë do të mendosh që ka mbaruar lufta, që në momentin që kemi goditur objektivat bërthamore, lufta ka ndaluar, thot ai, patjetër që e kemi çuar shumë vite pas për sa I përket pasurimit të uraniumit. Nëse do të vjojmë me planet e tij, atëherë patjetër që do t'i kundërpërgjigjemi, I është përgjigjur Donald Trump interesit të gazetarit.
Mr. President, you just cited Israeli intelligence on these attacks. Earlier you said U.S. intelligence was inconclusive. Are you relying on Israeli intelligence for your assessment of the impact of the strikes?
No, this is also Iran made the statement, and it's also, if you read the document that was given, that Pete can talk about if you'd like, the document said it could be very severe damage, but they didn't take that. They said it could be limited or it could be very severe. They really didn't know, other than to say it could be limited or it could be very, very severe.
Sjaron edhe njerë Donald Trump ato që I cilëson si fake news të disa prej mediave të Shtetet Bashkuara të Amerikës për dëmet që I ka shkaktuar Iranit gjatë këtij sulmi. Donald Trump këmbgul edhe një herë se është interpretimi për sa I përket mediave dhe Iranit. Në rastin e tij dëmet kanë qenë vërtet shumë të mëdha.
Blue dress.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. Yesterday you said China can now continue to purchase oil from Iran.
Yeah.
Are you giving up on your maximum pressure campaign? Because there's sanctions right now.
With who?
On Iran.
No, look, they just had a war. The war was fought. They fought it bravely. I'm not giving up. They're in the oil business. I mean, I could stop it if I wanted. I could sell China the oil myself. I don't want to do that. They're going to need money to put that country back into shape. We want to see that happen. No, if they're going to sell oil, they're going to sell oil. We're not taking over the oil. We could have, you know. I used to say with Iraq, keep the oil. I could say it here, too. We could have kept the oil. No, China is going to want to buy oil. They can buy it from us. They can buy it from other people. But you're going to have to put that country back into shape. It desperately needs money. Yeah. Yeah, please. Here we go. I'm picking the beauties today. Go ahead.
Mr. President, Secretary General Rutte has described President Putin as an adversary, a threat, an enemy. Do you view him the same way? And in addition to that, you mentioned General Kane, your chief of staff, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
General Kane.
Yes, he has said that Mr. Putin has territorial ambitions beyond Ukraine. Do you view that in the same way?
Possible. I mean, it's possible. I know one thing, he'd like to settle. He'd like to get out of this thing. It's a mess for him. He called the other day. He said, can I help you with Iran? I said, no, you can help me with Russia. Because, you know, in the last few weeks, we took care of India and Pakistan, Kosovo, Serbia. I think on Friday we have coming in, the Congo is coming in, and Rwanda is coming in. That was a vicious war that went on, a machete war, heads chopped off all over Africa. They're coming in. We did 2 others in addition to that. Nobody's ever done anything like this.
Mirë vijon fjalimi Donald Trump në samitin 2 ditor të NATO-s në Holland, ka vënë theksin tek fake news të disa prej mediave më prestigjioze në fakt të Shteteve të Bashkuara të Amerikës, të cilat sipas Donald Trump e kanë minimizuar dëmin që i kanë shkaktuar forcat amerikane gjatë operacionit për bombardimet e destinacioneve të pasurimit të uraniumit në Iran. Por me sa duket Donald Trump është i qartë në atë që ka bërë, i është përgjigjur pyetjes së gazetarit me po, lufta ka përfunduar që në ditën që kemi bombarduar objektivat e Iranit pas interesit të tij nëse lufta kishte përfunduar apo jo midis Izraelit, Iranit, por gjithashtu edhe Shteteve të Bashkuara të Amerikës, duke qenë se u përfshin në